In a quiet suburban neighborhood, nestled amongst the trees and lined with quaint houses, I, Naomi, a 17-year-old girl who had been blind since birth, lived my life, navigating through darkness and sound. Every day was a challenge, but I had learned to embrace the symphony of the world around me. My other senses were heightened, compensating for the lack of sight, and my world was painted with vivid sounds and textures. One fateful evening, the sun dipped below the horizon, leaving the neighborhood draped in twilight. I sat by the window, my favorite spot, and immersed myself in the sounds of nature and the comforting hum of my surroundings. Amidst the usual symphony, my ears picked up something dissonant, a scuffle, a desperate cry for help, and then a sudden chilling silence that pierced the air. My heart raced, and an icy shiver ran down my spine. It was unmistakable. I had just heard a murder. With trembling fingers, I dialed 911, my voice firm as I described the haunting sounds that had unfolded in the house next door. Detective Mark Harrison, a seasoned homicide investigator, was assigned to the case. He arrived at my residence, ready to listen and make sense of the unfolding events. Mark had a strong, composed appearance that reflected his years of experience. His voice was reassuring, calming my nerves as I recounted the events with as much detail as possible. I described the struggle, the terror in the victim's voice, and the horrifying finality of it all, the chilling sound of a life being taken. Driven by my account and the urgency of the matter, Mark initiated an investigation into the house next door. The victim was identified as James Mitchell, a reclusive artist known for his enigmatic nature and exceptional talent. As Mark and his team examined the crime scene, I could feel the weight of their presence, the solemnity of their purpose. Despite my lack of sight, I could sense the meticulous movements and hushed whispers, the gravity of the situation palpable in the air. Their careful analysis of the scene unearthed a series of clues, each one a small piece of a grim puzzle. My description of the sounds I had heard guided them, the horrific symphony of that fateful night resonating in their minds. Days turned into nights as we delved into the investigation, piecing together fragments of evidence that painted a chilling picture of the events. My input, despite my disability, was instrumental. My heightened auditory senses allowed me to grasp nuances that sight could sometimes miss. However, the investigation took an unexpected turn when evidence began to point towards a potential suspect close to me, Sarah Mitchell, the victim's daughter. Sarah was an enigmatic young woman with a troubled past, her strained relationship with her father known to all. Sarah, with her striking blue eyes and a mane of unruly blonde hair, was an enigma wrapped in a mystery. Her alibi was solid, her innocence seemingly evident, but the evidence seemed to weave a damning tale. My heart ached for Sarah. The thought of betrayal among those closest to us is a tormenting notion, yet the evidence against her was compelling, creating a rift in my understanding of the people I knew. As the investigation deepened, Mark uncovered the hidden truth, an elaborate scheme to frame Sarah. The true murderer was Ethan, my trusted friend, and a seemingly mild-mannered artist. Ethan, with his unassuming appearance and warm, friendly demeanor, had concealed a sinister side. He had plotted the murder meticulously, using Sarah's strained relationship with her father to divert suspicion. My heart sank as the realization dawned upon me. Days passed, and the weight of the truth pressed heavily upon me. I spent hours replaying conversations and interactions in my mind, desperately searching for any hint of Ethan's true nature. Then it struck me like a bolt of lightning. I remembered the day of the murder. Ethan had visited me that day, feigning concern for Sarah and her relationship with her father. He subtly planted seeds of doubt in my mind about Sarah's intentions, leaving me questioning her motives. It was all a part of his twisted plan. I knew I had to confront Ethan and expose the monster he was. With determination in my heart and a clear sense of purpose, I joined forces with Mark, sharing my revelation. Together, we devised a plan to confront Ethan and reveal his guilt. In a calculated move, we invited Ethan to my home, under the guise of discussing Sarah's well-being. As he entered, his facade faltered momentarily, a flicker of unease crossing his face. It was then that I heard it, the barely perceptible change in his breathing, the rapid thudding of his heart. In that moment, I knew that Ethan was the murderer. My trust had been shattered, my senses heightened, and I had seen through his carefully crafted lies. With a determined resolve and Mark by my side, we confronted Ethan, unraveling his web of deceit and exposing the darkness that lurked within him. Ethan's cold, calculating eyes betrayed no remorse as he was taken into custody, leaving me grappling with the shock of discovering the truth about my close friend. The weight of betrayal was heavy, but I knew I had played a crucial role in bringing justice to James Mitchell and his grieving daughter. Through my unwavering determination and Mark's investigative skills, justice was served. Yet the ordeal left scars, a chilling reminder that darkness could manifest in the most unexpected corners, even amidst the people we trust. In the end, my silent world had witnessed a horrifying truth, and I emerged stronger, my resolve to navigate through the shadows firmer than ever. The symphony of life continued, a cacophony of challenges and triumphs, and I was ready to embrace it all, even in the haunting echoes of a night forever etched in my memory.